beer.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH. Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio.
Broadcasting from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 119 Canal Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination.
It's 9 o'clock.
summer is here, and it's time.
Hey everybody, welcome. A little problem here loading up our theme music this morning. Welcome. This is Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. And Jenny is here as well, of course, at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And we open with a couple of great new tracks. My Kind of Animal, that's the world radio premiere from Down Boys. And of course, we just played Fight Back from our friend Dave Strong from Boston. And I just heard something click here. So I'm going to see if... Okay, so he's waiting. I think we have... so we've got a great show planned for you today. I'm just trying to figure out why... Let's see. I can't seem to do anything in Virtual DJ. That's why you have not heard my theme music this morning. This is really weird. So we're having a mild software issue, but I say mild because it does not prevent us from being on the air. We are on the air. We are live. Welcome, everybody. Today is Saturday, June 7, 2025. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to play a track from the Cro-Mags, and this is called Hard Times. And then our new friend Harley Flanagan is going to be joining us via, not Skype. I'm so used to saying Skype, but Skype has been taken away from us by Microsoft. But so we're using a different service now. But I did hear a tone, so I believe he has already joined us, and really excited to talk to Harley Flanagan of the Cro-Mags. And of course, before that, the Stimulators. I've learned a lot about Harley Flanagan in the last couple of days, but let's give this a spin. This is called Hard Times, and then we're going to talk with Harley. Hard times indeed. If that doesn't get the adrenaline going, check your pulse. You might be dead, as I like to say. Let's see. So I see him. He is on the line with us. Let's see if we can hear him. Harley Flanagan, are you there, sir?
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Oh, awesome. Welcome to the program. I am very excited to speak with you because so I've always been aware of you and certainly aware of the Cro-Mags. I did not know much about your backstory. So I've kind of taken a crash course in the last couple of days on Harley Flanagan, and you have had quite a life. And by the way, I did check out the trailer too for Wired for Chaos. I am dying to see that. That looks fascinating. But that's not out yet, correct? Is it coming out soon?
Actually, it's going to be airing. Well, not airing. It's going to be in theaters starting June 15th. They are having they're showing it 4 times here in New York at the Roxy Cinema. And
okay.
I'm going to be there doing a Q&A. And it's also going to be showing in LA, San Francisco, Chicago, Philly, Boston, Seattle, Portland, Minneapolis, Austin, and there's a bunch of other places getting lined up. And between now and July, I'm going to be flying all over the place doing like Q&As at these showings.
Oh, fantastic.
And, and then I think I've heard that in August it's going to be doing a pay-per-view type of event following the release on DVD and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that is really cool. What is that like? I mean, obviously, have you sat down and actually watched it? Have you watched it from beginning to end? That might sound like a strange question, but I've heard other people say, particularly people who are the subjects of documentary films, they'll tell you, oh, no, I haven't watched it. I can't bring myself to watch it. I mean, have you sat down and watched the whole thing?
I actually did not see it until they were done. So I have seen it, but it was definitely a nerve-wracking process because I didn't get to see anything until it was finished, and I was not privy or part of the editing process. So I was a little nervous, but I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, it's really hard to tell an entire life in an hour and change, but they managed to do a pretty good job, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. I look forward to seeing it. I assume after the run in theaters, it'll be on, do you know where it's going to be? I assume it'll be on a streaming service like Netflix or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? I really don't know, because I'm actually not so involved with this. I mean, I'm the subject of it, but my thing is still music, and I'm going on tour Monday. I'm flying to Europe. So, I mean,
wow.
I am, I'm concentrating on my job. I let them handle that. That's
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Your story is fascinating to me because you're an example of someone who really overcame a lot. Your childhood, from what I've heard you describe in some interviews that I listened to and watched and read, pretty hellish existence compared to what most people are used to. Growing up in New York City in a time where, sort of a pre-gentrification or however you want to talk about it, but you're a real New Yorker. That's where you grew up, and what you went through growing up was pretty rough, which I assume shapes a lot of your music, right? Sort of that aggression, and it's a subject that comes out a lot on the show. Creating art from trauma.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the few good things that can come from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely have had an interesting journey, obviously, or they would not have made a film. But yeah, man, I'm living my best life now, man. I'm just lucky I made it through all of that and that I came out the other side more or less in one piece. And I mean, things are going great for me. Like I said, I'm leaving on Monday. When I get back from this tour, I land at the airport and I go to the first showing of the film that day. Like, I'm putting down my bags and I'm going to a Q&A and I'm going to be pretty much hitting the ground running from Monday until the end of the summer, at least.
Yeah. That's incredible. One of the things that I think is really interesting about your story is, and this is something that casual fans of you or of the Cro-Mags or anything that you've done might not even know this, but obviously people who pay attention know. And I've been learning about it, jiu-jitsu and the role that has played in your life. And I was particularly interested in that too, because I don't do it anymore, but I used to do Jeet Kune Do, and I've seen up close, I've been lucky in life. I've had a pretty normal existence overall, and I certainly didn't have the kind of upbringing that you did, but so I didn't necessarily have any particular thing that I was trying to overcome or work through, but I've certainly met my share of people who have, and I'd love to get your thoughts on how you feel that has helped you and really shaped you, that experience of getting into jiu-jitsu, which you got into at a pretty young age, right? You were still a teenager, I think.
Well, no, actually, I got into it kind of late. I was like around 30. I started training. Yeah, no, I started training jiu-jitsu in '96.
Okay.
Which is, so in one way, I was definitely the first generation of Americans that was training under any of the Brazilian black belts.
Yeah.
Master Renzo Grossi is my master and my mentor and close friend, and more like a brother to me than anything else. And I was just really lucky. I saw UFC 1 and 2. I actually got them at Blockbusters on VHS when they were first available. This was like in early 90s, 93. And I pretty much made up my mind then that if I ever had the opportunity to train with any of the Gracies, that I was going to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I've had my share of, excuse me, I've had my share of fights in my life, and I had never seen anything like an arm bar or any of these techniques. I was just like, what is he doing? All these, different joint locks and so on and so forth. And I was just like, I got to learn this stuff, man. This is really fascinating. And that was a long time ago. I still train pretty religiously, man. I'm at the academy like at least a couple times a week, sometimes 3-4 times a week when I'm not on tour.
Wow.
And I exercise every day, and jiu-jitsu really keeps me together, keeps my head on straight, gives me a place to let the steam off and get normal.
Sure. When you first got into it, did you know, I mean, obviously you had an interest, and you talked about, watching UFC I remember those days, of course, Blockbuster, VHS, renting at Blockbuster. But
I know it's young people are going to be like, what are they talking about?
I know it seems like another lifetime, doesn't it? But
I know it doesn't feel like that long ago, but at the same time, it's like, when the hell was that?
I know, it's wild. But when you first got into it, when you first started training, were you surprised at how it helped you? Obviously, it was helpful physically, and you learned how to defend yourself and all this. There's those immediate practical applications that are obvious, but were you surprised at how it also helped you mentally and really kind of, this is kind of the way I think of it, you're kind of organizing your brain in a way that's positive and helpful. And obviously too, you get those endorphins going and everything, and that helps you emotionally. And were you surprised by those other ways that it helped you aside from just the obvious, or did you kind of think that might happen?
I can't say I was surprised, but it was not the reason I started training.
Yeah.
I mean, I started training because I was always, I've been a fighter my whole life. I've been fighting, on the streets and since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to learn something new, and I fell in love with it. And I honestly, I started because of the fighting aspects of it, but I stayed with it all these years because of the love. I fell in love not just with the art, but the community. I've made some of the best friends of my life through jiu-jitsu. I think it attracts, intelligent people. People usually think that combat athletes are just, fighters are like knuckleheads and, not too smart. They just know how to smash each other or whatever. But I'll tell you, man, jiu-jitsu is really technical, and it's really, it's like playing chess, like physical chess.
Sure.
And the people who stick with it and gravitate towards it are, really, really sharp, man. And it changed my life for the better in so many ways. Like I literally, if it was only about fighting or only about the combat or the violence or whatever, there's no way I'd still be doing it this many years later. I mean, started in 96, man. It's,
Yeah.
2025. I'm still rolling.
Yeah.
I'm still loving it. And it's my community. It's where I go. I really don't do much else when I'm not on tour.
Yeah.
That's my social life. That's my, that's where my friends are.
Yeah.
And I'm just really lucky that this came to me,
Absolutely.
Thank God for UFC.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? And I'm glad you said what you said too about, intelligent people. This is something that they do, because you're right. There is a misconception, and I'm sure you run into it. I'm sure you run into it constantly still, that people who do this are just, muscleheads who want to smash each other, and they don't understand that, no, it is much deeper than that. And it is complicated.
to be fair, in the old days, it was a little different. When I first started training, it wasn't really as family friendly, and there were not as many women involved in the sport. Those early days, the people who got into it were pretty much people who either, were bouncers, or people who were pursuing MMA as a career, or people who just liked to fight. So it did initially attract a lot of knuckleheads.
Sure.
But they get weeded out pretty quick, because you really can't be an asshole in that world for too long, because sooner or later you're going to meet somebody that's going to submit you, and you're going to learn some humility,
Right.
or you're going to leave.
Right.
If you can't handle defeat with grace, you're not going to last.
Yeah.
Because people who can't handle losing and still respecting your opponent, shaking their hand, giving them a hug, if you can't handle that, you're never going to last in this sport.
Right.
Because you have to. I mean, you do need a certain amount of pride. You do need to have a certain amount of, belief in yourself, and you have to, any combat situation, you have to go in like, yeah, I'm going to fuck you up.
Oh.
But at the same time,
Harley,
yeah.
Harley, not to interrupt, but I just have to remind you, we are on FM radio. So,
ooh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I totally forgot.
No,
you know what? I have been doing so many podcasts and videos for the last few days. I'm lost, man.
It's okay.
I forget.
No.
I hope you can bleep that out real easily.
No worries, my friend. We're
sorry,
on
people.
That's okay. We're on an 8-second delay, so I was able to catch it. So no big deal. Don't even sweat it.
Okay,
Don't even sweat it.
Sorry. That's my natural New York that just slips out. I use a lot of profanity. I don't mean to. It's one of the. Yeah, it was not easy when I was teaching the kids class.
I can imagine. No, that's cool.
The kids loved me, and the parents did too. So
excellent. Well, that's what counts. Absolutely. That must be pretty.
I was teaching those little parents how to be, tough. So I think the parents appreciated it.
Well, that must be so rewarding too, to be able to teach young people who are getting into it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That must be so cool.
I was a kids instructor, and I was running that program for like 10 years, but I had to stop working at the academy because I started touring so much again.
Yeah.
So, when my kids were younger, I took a break from touring for a while, and I was really just focusing on being dad. And, it was awesome. It was some of the best experiences and times of my life were just being dad.
Yeah.
But, once they got a little older, and, it was time for me to get back to work. I mean, music is my life. It always has been.
Mm-hmm.
Martial arts is part of my life, but I make a living playing music. It pays me better than teaching jiu-jitsu. And if I had to pick one or the other, I don't know if I really could, because they're both really a part of who I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So speaking of music, so you got into, you were a teenager, right, when you started playing bass. I'm a bass player, by the way, so I'm particularly interested in this. But how old were you when you started playing? You were pretty young, right?
Well, I did my first tour in a punk rock band at 10.
Oh my God! Wow.
I put out my first record when I was 12, and that was a pretty legendary 45 called Loud Fast Rules by my old band, The Stimulators. And
yep,
we were a punk band, but we were kind of the forerunners of what would become the New York hardcore scene.
Yeah.
We were more of a punk band, like I say, but all of our fans, the kids that were at our shows, were pretty much the first generation of New York hardcore bands.
Okay.
Like, Agnostic Front was in our audience. Cause for Alarm, The Mob, Urban Wastes, like pretty much the entire first generation of New York hardcore bands came out of our audience.
Yeah.
So although we were not a hardcore band, we were definitely very influential. We really kind of created a space for those kids because, well, I think also a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was so young. So, that attracted younger kids
Sure.
as opposed to like all the throwback punk rockers that had been hanging out at Max's and CB's who, for the most part, were all, messed up on drugs. A lot of them were junkies and, it was a pretty grimy scene, I mean, the majority of the people that I knew when I was a kid, they were in their early 20s and stuff. And many of the punk rockers back then were, working in the sex shows on, in Times Square, screwing on stage and stuff for their drug money. And a lot of the chicks were prostitutes and, or, strippers. That stripping was nothing. Most of them literally were prostitutes and doing live sex shows to support their drug habits. And
Yeah.
these were the people I hung out with when I was 12.
Yeah.
So really, it's no wonder that by the time I was 15, I was already living on the streets and shooting meth and smoking PCP and
Wow.
you name it.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't have a normal upbringing, and when everybody around you when all the adults are pretty much, well, not all, but like 98% of them are a mess.
Yeah.
That's what you learn,
Exactly. I'm curious too, being so young in the punk scene, were you easily accepted or was there any resistance to that? Did some people look at you like, who's this kid? He's because
everybody looked at me like, who's this kid? But
yeah.
I was always, I mean, look, my aunt was in the Stimulators. That band formed before I came to New York. I was in Europe at the time. I was actually in England when they were playing.
Oh.
I was going to shows in England. I was going to punk shows there. I went to like the 100 Club and all those the legendary places back then.
Yeah.
When I was 10, so but I mean, I definitely was a standout character on the scene because everybody else was an adult more or less. I mean, you had your 18, 19, 20-year-old, mostly young chicks, but I was definitely but they accepted me. I mean,
yeah.
How do you not accept a kid who's at the show? I mean, I was just walking around bumming quarters and playing pinball and whatnot.
Well, also too, I mean, having a family member in was it your aunt who was in the band with you?
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, so is that how you became a member of the band? Because I just wonder, like, if you didn't have a family member in the band, would the other members have been more resistant to bringing you in because you were so young?
Possibly, yeah, possibly. But you know what? It was really circumstantial. Like they were a gigging band.
Yeah.
And they had their drummer Bob Wire. They replaced him with Johnny Blitz from the Dead Boys.
Okay.
So he was playing right before me. And I had been going to their shows. I had seen them live a bunch of times, and I actually would get up on stage with them once in a while and play a song or two.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go to their practices. I knew their material. And so what happened was Johnny Blitz bailed out on them one time, the day of a show. I don't know if he was like, he might have been dope sick or something. I don't know. But he did not show up and they couldn't find him. And they went to his house looking for him and he was not answering his door and this and that. So Denise was like, guess what, Harley? You're playing drums tonight. And I was like, all right, and I remember the show actually was in Philadelphia, the first show I did with them. And I remember literally sitting in the back of the van with a phone book and drumsticks, like playing the whole way up, just trying to, remember all the parts to the songs. And that was it, man. That first show, the audience was so receptive and excited. And, there. I think it was really, we were probably one of the first New York punk bands to ever make it to, North Carolina and South Carolina and stuff like that. So they were super pumped, and people were blown away. I mean, we had two chicks in the band and a little kid and this crazy little gay dude on vocals. We were definitely, interesting. There was nothing else like us. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of how it started for me. And I mean, I had been in a band already. I was already out doing stuff. I had been on a tour already, and
yeah.
I mean, this has been my whole life, dude. I've been literally playing music and going to shows since before I can remember. I mean, my mom was a hippie and used to bring me to concerts and clubs and before I remember.
Yeah.
So, if you see photos of like Jefferson Airplane and there's like all, naked children running around in front of the stage, I was one of them. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
There was never a time before music in my life.
Yeah. And then, so then was there anything between the Stimulators and the Cro-Mags, or was the Cro-Mags the next band for you?
I was in a band called Mode of Ignorance.
Okay.
And I was also a founding member of the band Murphy's Law. I actually came up with the name of that band. But I think the most significant thing that I've done musically has been the Cro-Mags. We've been going now strong since our first record came out in '86. The first recordings that we did came out. We put them out in like '84 on cassette, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And we've been, I've been active ever since. So
yeah,
had a pretty long run.
Yeah,
things are going pretty well. I mean, we're still out playing festivals, and life is good, man. Most bands don't last 5 minutes. Forget about 40 plus years.
No, it is remarkable. I mean, do you feel the weight of that legacy? I mean, it's because you were at the forefront of so much, especially the way you started out in New York and everything, and the scene. I mean, do you feel like do people talk to you and they tell you, oh man, you're like obviously you get a lot of credit for what you've done. I mean, is that ever overwhelming to you? Do you feel like a certain level of responsibility that like you have to continue to carry that flag, carry that banner, and really represent, or are you are you comfortable with it all?
That's a good question. It's a little bit of both, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm comfortable with it because I have never known anything else.
Yeah.
I've been on stage since I was, a kid. So, I mean, people have been taking pictures of me since I was a kid. People have always treated me a little different,
Sure.
But then again, I this is the weird part, okay? Like, so I grew up in music and playing and everything, but I also lived in like a really bad neighborhood. The Lower East Side was dangerous. It was pretty scary back then. A lot of gangs, a lot of drugs, and
yeah.
So I like my day life was like I was getting pretty much picked on, beat up or jumped or whatever, or messed with, and life kind of sucked.
Yeah.
And then the sun goes down, and I'm at the clubs, and I'm like a happening, almost celebrity type. So it was like definitely a weird, mix of, elements in my life. I'm just lucky I had the music because, I fell into drugs pretty hard, pretty early. I fell into a lot of crime. I was homeless for a lot of years. I moved out of my mom's when I was like 14, 15. And
yeah.
I wanted hitchhiking out to the West Coast, and I was, living in a lot of squats. I lived in, I lived in an abandoned brewery. I was actually living in an air vent for a while in it. And, you would just find some place that you could be safe, some place where you weren't going to get, accosted or, violated,
right.
In the night, you'd find some place where you could sleep. You'd have groups of friends that, you kind of we're each other's support system, you know.
Yeah.
I literally was, shoplifting to eat. And, I went through a period where I was, a bit of a criminal, I mean, I was robbing people, I'd done some things that are quite regrettable, but, when you're on the street and you're a kid and, you are sometimes forced into situations that are not just awkward, but, sometimes you have to do things that you might not normally do if you were living a different life,
Right, right. One of the interviews that I watched, I'd like to give credit to whoever it was you were talking to, but now I can't remember because I watched several of them. But you were talking about this, about how no matter how bad things get, sometimes all it takes is one good thing to just kind of turn everything around for you. And then it makes everything that happened up to that point suddenly is not a big deal because you have that triumph of overcoming it all. And I've just found that really inspiring because it is true. We've all been through those times where we're at our absolute lowest point, and then and then sometimes all it takes is one good thing, whether it's luck or whatever it is, that can really turn everything around for you. And I that's why I find your story very inspiring.
You know what? I tell people all the time. There was a period. Well, I mean, there's been many times in my life where I actually probably should have given up, or, but I just, many times I've felt that way. But your lungs are still going to fill with air. You're still going to be sitting there. You can mentally want to give up, but your body's still sitting there. And then, okay, I give up. Okay, now what? Okay, now I need to eat. Now I need to sleep. Okay, so actually, I don't really have the choice of giving up. I'm just, emotionally, I feel like I'm giving up, but I'm still alive, and I still have to exist and fight through this. And I and what I tell people is, like when my life absolutely took a dive, like in 2012, I hit a wall. I like the mother of my kids split on me, took my kids. I got assaulted going to a Pro-Mags show that I wasn't playing. It was like a fraudulent Pro-Mags, and like I got assaulted by like a bunch of gang members and wound up in the hospital in Rikers Island. Yeah, I put 3 dudes. I got jumped by like about 6, 7 dudes. I got stabbed. I got like 40 something stitches. But I put 3 of them in the hospital. They all walked away knowing that I'm definitely not someone to play with.
Right,
right. Part of my reputation, like, my reputation increased that night because all these guys thought they were tough, and they realized that you don't corner a wild animal. You just don't.
Yeah.
And, so my life really took a turn for the worst. I was sitting in Rikers Island, like, oh my God, the mother of my kids, I've been with her 14 years. She just like ripped my heart out and threw it in the gutter, and she took my kids from me. The only good thing that I feel like I had ever really achieved was being, a father to them. The music and all that other stuff didn't matter to me as much as, fixing my own childhood through being their father. I was doing all the things that I didn't get to do. I was, going to playgrounds and going to museums and doing all the things that I should have been doing when I was a kid, but wasn't.
Right.
I was finally able to live that. And then all of a sudden everything just got crushed. And I really could have given up. I was in the newspapers, I was not on the news. I was on, I was in cab TV, punk rockers, stabs, blah, 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 blah. It was like this big, big drama.
Yeah.
And fast forward, and I'm in the best place I've ever been in my life. If you would have told me that then, I would have said, if you would have told me I was going to go through the next however many years, 10 years before I would really feel, like I was back on top of my game, I would have given up. I probably would have said, you know what, kill me now, because I don't think I can last that long feeling this way.
Yeah.
But, now that I am on the other side of that, it's in my rear view mirror, man.
Yeah.
It's another blip. It's just another. Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, it was tough. But you know what? I'm still here and I'm doing great. And
Yep.
that's why I say to people all the time, it doesn't matter how bad things are or what you're going through. Something could change all of that,
Hmm.
and you just are. You don't have the strength or the will to get to that point. You're not going to know.
Right.
If you quit your life or give up or whatever, like you don't you'll never know what could have happened, what good could have came to you. I mean, death is inevitable. It's like the one thing we don't have to work for. It's coming,
Right.
So
Right.
why run to it? Why run that direction? You're gonna get there.
Yep.
And if you just slow down your pace a little bit and try to enjoy the ride a little bit and like look around as you're moving, life is actually pretty amazing. I mean, yeah, it's full of trauma, full of drama, full of pain, suffering, and everything else, but that's not all there is.
Right. Right. No, very well said. Very.
And some people, you know,
By the way, so when you went on through all that in 2012, like what did you do to help yourself get through it? I mean, did you just kind of lean more on the jujitsu, or I mean, what is there anything specific that you did to really help yourself pull through that?
you know what? It was just a string of good fortune.
Yeah.
I had been working on a book for a while, and around that time, I met the person that I eventually wound up marrying, and
Oh,
she
okay.
became my editor. She was, she had a PhD, and I'm sorry, has a PhD. She's, super smart. She's a lawyer. She's a CEO of her own company. She's really got her. She's one of the most, inspiring and ass kicking humans I've known, and you know, she had started working on editing my book with me right before all this happened. So she knew that what she was seeing in the news and everything was not true.
Yeah.
And she believed in me. She knew I wasn't this psycho who went on like a stabbing spree at a nightclub. She was like, I see him with his kids all the time. He's like a good guy. He's a good person. He's a great father. He does have a heart. He's not this crazy madman. So,
Yeah.
you know, we just got closer and closer. And I got to say that between her and Henzo Gracie and having the academy and that really gave me what I needed, just the support system to keep going. And again, one thing people need to know too is like, you can have your heart broken, you can have your spirit broken, but the heart heals, man. It's
Yeah.
like one of the most resilient muscles in the body. I mean, I never thought I'd be able to love someone again, and I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm in the best relationship I've ever been in, and so I mean, I guess the moral of this is no matter how bleak things seem, you really just can't give up. You actually can't. Life is too beautiful to just throw in the towel, man. You got to fight for what you want, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And also too, I mean, you've kept yourself in incredible physical shape. Most men your age are not in the kind of physical shape that you're in. And, obviously how we take care of ourselves physically affects how we feel mentally and emotionally and all of that. So that's an important piece of this too, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I exercise every day. I do like an hour of cardio, almost like I do between 40 minutes to an hour of cardio every day. And, I train jujitsu and box, at least a couple times a week. I do at least 30 minutes of shadow boxing every day. I border on obsessed, but there's, reasons. For starters, I'm in great shape because of it.
Yeah.
It helps my mind. It relieves stress. It keeps me a little bit, more grounded. And And, I take my job very serious, man. I want to go out on stage and kill it. So I do more cardio every day than I know I'm going to be on stage.
Right.
If I know I have an hour that I have to do, I make sure that I do an hour of cardio every day leading up to that tour. Last tour we did, we only had a half-hour set because we were opening up for Danzig. And I had so much energy. I was like, my show would be over and I'd be like doing, a couple hundred push-ups. So right as soon as I walk off the stage, it's like, yeah, man, let's go. I'll go another 40 minutes, man. Let's do this, So
yeah,
I feel great, man.
Yeah.
I feel great. My wife said the other day, I'm like, honey, I feel, I lost a little weight, because I've been exercising differently. I'm not working for strength as much as endurance right now.
Mhm.
It's because I have to prioritize. I have this tour coming up, so I'm really working on just being able to go all out for an hour. That's my mission, right? So,
Yep.
and she told me, yeah, you lost a little bit of weight, but you look great. You look like you did when you were in your 20s. And she met me in my 20s. So, you know what? I'm sorry. I think I almost said a bad word.
Oh.
I'm almost 60, bro.
Yeah.
I'm 58 years old. And the fact that my wife, who knew me in my 20s, says I still look the same, like physically, that says a lot, man.
It does.
Bro, I go between a 6 to an 8-pack, depending on how many leg lifts I do.
Right,
I'm in shape. I've got veins in my arms. I'm still cut,
Yeah.
And it's important, man.
Yeah.
I see people half my age who like struggle walking upstairs. I see people who have like a hard time getting up off the couch. And I'm like, I see parents in the playground who are like so out of shape that they can't even keep up with their kids or play with them.
Right.
Like, I don't even see a point in breeding if you're going to be so out of shape that you're just going to raise more out of shape people. Like, if you're going to have kids, get your life together, be healthy, set an example for them.
Yeah.
I always laugh at the idea of the dad bod. You know what? When I had my kids, I started working out twice as hard.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want to set an example for them. I want them to know that health is wealth, man. You got to work. You got to take care of yourself. You got to get in there and grind, man. I used to bring their strollers to the gym with me, and they'd sit there in their strollers while I was working out. I started bringing them to the academy when they were like 6 months old. I wanted them to see this is what men are supposed to do. They're supposed to be in shape. They're supposed to be active,
Yeah. I've always said, I've always said too, there's a weird thing culturally in the United States, and maybe this exists other places too, but we feed our I don't have any children of my own, but we feed our kids like almost right out of the chute, all kinds of sugar and it's like right out of the gate we teach our kids, this is what you should enjoy the most is cake and candy and all this stuff. And then we raise generations of diabetics, and gee, I wonder why,
Yeah. Well, sadly, it's all part of a bigger picture. I mean, they want to. I say they. I hate to turn into one of those people, but it's like basically, if they want you as long as you could be part of the workforce, and then they just want you to pay medical bills.
Yeah.
It's just like, how can the system get the most out of you and give you the least and just keep you, another little meaningless screw in the machine.
Right.
It's like work hard, get sick, and keep giving them money until you die.
Yeah.
And, and I do think I hate using the word conspiracy, but I do think that there is a little bit of a, throughout the history of this country, they've done a lot of, they really have polluted us. With the, there's a lot of foods in this country that are not even legal in other countries, like food colorings and different artificial sweeteners and various ingredients and chemicals that they use in our foods that are literally banned in other countries.
Sure.
What does that tell you? That tells you that somebody's making money off of keeping us unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been a vegetarian since 1982,
Oh yeah,
and
I was
I've
sur-
been,
I was surprised by that too. You mentioned that in one of the interviews that I watched, and that was interesting to me because um, I would imagine a lot of people you tell that to are surprised because you've got a lot of muscle on you, and I think there's obviously it's a misconception because you're proof of this. This idea that you can't, that if you're a vegetarian you can't build muscle, but you obviously have built muscle as a vegetarian, and as you said, you've been a vegetarian for a very long time.
yeah. Well, you know what? There's a lot of myths in the health industry. I mean, they do most of their research on rats.
Mm,
I mean, and rats require a lot more protein than people. But and also people don't realize that there is actually protein in vegetables. I mean, for like all those uh, fake burgers that they make now, like what are they called?
oh,
Beyond burgers and this. And
the
that,
Impossible
that
Burger.
stuff's like, that stuff's made from like pea protein. Peas have protein. Broccoli has protein.
Yeah.
So and unless you're like trying to be like a bodybuilder,
Hmm.
you don't really need as much protein as people think.
Yeah.
You know, and so unless you're like literally trying to bulk up and be like Arnold Schwarzenegger or something, you don't need. People are always talking about you need 1 gram of protein for every pound. I don't know if all that's true, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I'm in good shape.
Yep.
My wife just put out a cookbook too. So I mean, if people
Oh.
are interested in what I eat for to maintain, she put just Laura Lee Flanagan. She just put out a book called Hardcore Vegetarian,
Oh.
and it's not a book that like dashes meat eating or anything like that. It's actually just a lot of recipes to try to bring more vegetables into your diet.
Yeah.
It's not so much about. It's just about learning more about food and adding new things to your diet that you didn't know about and stuff. And so for people who want to know what I do to stay in shape, obviously I exercise a lot, but what you put into your body is critical too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 100%. Harley, we're approaching
that
the.
being said, I know meat eaters who are in great shape too.
Oh, sure.
Everybody's different. So I also am not one of these like militant vegetarians who's like, I kind of used to be, but
Really?
but the fact is what vegetables plants are also alive,
Yeah.
so I can't judge people for eating meat. My vegetables were alive, and
That's.
if anything, I'm more against the industrial um, uh, industry of the meat industry and like the way it runs. Like if people were still, hunter gatherers
Mhm.
like we were, factory farming is really what is destroying not just our health but the planet. Like the meat industry is really toxic.
Yeah.
Like the all the pollution that comes out of it, the waste, and how I mean, it goes on and on. I'm not going to sit here and like preach. Anybody can do the research, but if you're going to eat meat, I think you should eat. It should be healthy. It should be like
Yeah.
grass fed. You should, or you should be hunting it yourself, or there has to be some sort of respect for nature.
Right. Right.
If
Yeah.
you don't respect nature and don't respect yourself, it's going to go bad. It's just, we see the results.
Oh no. Well said. Well, Harley, we are. The time goes quickly. We are approaching the top of the hour, but this has been incredible. I'm really glad you joined us today.
Oh man, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. We should remind people before we go. And by the way, in a moment, we're going to. I'm going to close out the segment with "Life of My Own," another great track. But we should remind people, Wired for Chaos is coming out. It's going to be in theaters middle of the month, I think you said.
Yeah. What's the date on that again? I think it's going to be. Let me see. Yeah.
I think you said the 15th.
June 15th, it hits the theaters.
Okay.
And I was doing like a theater tour with the film, with Q&As and all that stuff. So it'll, and then it will be available streaming and so on and so forth. So, and I think it's a good story. It's a good film. Even if you are not interested in punk rock or hardcore music, everybody who's seen this thing told me that they were able to really identify with the story. Because although I've had a unique experience, my life has been I don't know if anybody else has lived a life exactly like mine, but we've all experienced trauma. We've all experienced different types of pain, stress. Everybody has suffered. Everybody's gone through things that were difficult. So I mean, I whether it was a broken family, your parents separating, whether it was divorce, losing your kids, whether it was getting arrested, whether it was struggling with drugs or this or that. There's a lot of things in this film that I think most humans can identify with, because nobody has an easy ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gives a little bit of hope, maybe, because if I had made it through the things I made it through, I think most people, I think just about anybody can, a lot of people out there have suffered harder than me, but a lot of people have suffered harder than me and done well.
Right.
So that being said, I just don't believe in giving up. And if I can give anybody just a little bit of hope or the strength to believe in yourself, then my time on this earth was not a waste.
Yeah. Well said. I agree. And by the way, too, I'll remind people, you've got a great website, harleyflanagan.com, for people who want to learn more about you and about the film. And you've got a tour coming up and coming up really fast, right? That's
Monday. I hit it's on.
All right. Very good.
I'll be playing in Germany somewhere on Tuesday or Wednesday. And the day I get home, I'm doing a Q&A. So yeah, let's do it.
You got a full schedule. Well, listen. So we'll close with this track, "Life of My Own," but we'll let you go. Harley Flanagan, thank you so much. Let's do this again in the future. I could talk to you forever, man. This has been fascinating. So I'm really glad you joined us this morning.
This was fun, and you can have me on anytime. It would be a pleasure to talk to you again.
Awesome. All right, Harley Flanagan, thank you so much, my friend. Take care.
My pleasure. Take care, my man.
All right, you got it. Bye-bye. All right, Harley Flanagan of the Cro-Mags, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the documentary Wired for Chaos. And we're going to end with this track. This is another great song. This is called "A Life of My Own." And if you are listening live on Saturday, make sure you stick around. Hour number 2 is coming up.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig and Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig and Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit craigatzulis.com for a free consultation. Craig and Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You want to know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com. Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Sitting here marks of war all around. Watch these buildings crumble to the ground. Designed to divide. Friends and family push you aside. Politicians pulling all the strings. We're just puppets in this political ring. Lead with your heart, love's where it all begins. Let's stand together and learn to love again.
That is a very, very cool song. Everybody's changing. And let me get that mic up, and I'm going to ask him to, so I don't screw up his last name. Welcome. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir. Let me get these, make sure this mic is working here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Stephen DeCure.
Stephen DeCure?
Yep. Local musician from Nashua, New Hampshire. I play full-time all around New Hampshire and the Massachusetts area. Tonight I'll be in York, Maine, York Beach, playing from 7 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
After the show.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, so Stephen DeCure.
Yes.
That's how you say it. Okay, very good, very good. Does your, I'm curious if your name ever gets messed up on a poster.
It gets messed up all the time.
Does it?
All
Yeah.
the time, yes.
I'm going to get this camera on you here so people can see who are watching online. If you are just joining us, Matt Connarton Unleashed, we have entered hour number 2, numero dos here on this Saturday morning, and Stephen DeCure is with us, and he brought his guitar. He's going to play for us in just a moment, but I love that song. So where was that recorded? Where did you do that?
So I've been recording with Charlie Baruso over at Woodshop Productions in Atkinson, New Hampshire.
Okay.
He's worked with like Godsmack and Run DMC over the years, some pretty prominent names.
Yeah.
He's good friends of mine, a few of my other friends. So I've been working with him, and I've been working on this EP coming out now on almost 2 years now. I've been working on it.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Now, how did you come to work with him? Because obviously, he's worked with some heavy hitters. I mean, how did that come about?
So just mutual friends of my mom and dad's, and music friends of ours that I've known throughout the years, put me in touch with him, and I've been working with him ever since.
How many are you putting out, an EP, or how many?
It's just an EP. It's my very first EP, so it'll be 6 songs.
Oh, wow.
6-song EP.
Very cool. Oh, congratulations on that. Who else is on? Who else is working? Like, is it all just you? Just you and your guitar?
So it's mostly just me. I have obviously Charlie producing it. He's putting most of it together for me. But I also have Jeff McGinnis. He's one of my lead guitarists on the album as well. He was the lead guitarist on Everybody's Changing as well.
Oh, okay.
And he's super talented. Super talented guy. Really nice. He actually owns the Mojo's Music.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so that's who I'm working with on that, and getting some other people in for bass and things like that. And usually I just do it myself, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to play something for us? You got your guitar.
To.
Let me turn that guitar up here. Hopefully I've got the right. Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds nice in the headphones, yeah.
All right. This one's called Quiet Moments. This is an original.
All right.
Quiet moments all alone. I was riding my pen and slow. Fill these pages with endless stories. Arrange 'em your way, sing 'em for me. Looking out my window as the sun greets the day, birds are singing, playing tree to tree. Writing songs come so easily, surrounded by nature's beauty. Play this guitar day into night. Create that fire I know you like. Fill these pages with troubled stories. Arrange 'em your way, sing 'em for me. Looking out my window as the clouds cover the day. Wind is blowing, rain is on its way. Writing songs come so easily, surrounded by nature's beauty. quiet moments all alone. House is empty, no one's home. Fill these pages with lonely stories. Arrange 'em your way, sing 'em for me.
Quiet moments, a little rough, but you know.
A little rough, dude. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Welcome, everybody. If you are just joining us, we have Stephen DeCure here with us, live in studio, and that sounded fantastic.
Thank you.
How long have you been? How long have you been doing this? Have you been?
So I have been playing. So I started playing guitar when I was 7 years old.
Okay.
My uncle got me an electric guitar, so I was playing, you know, Metallica, Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
You know, all the Megadeth, you know, Green Day.
Yep.
And then when I was freshman in high school, I had to do a guitar class, so I had to get an acoustic guitar because I didn't have enough for all the kids. So
Sure.
I had to go buy one, got one, never looked back.
Yeah.
So I've been playing since I was like 7, and I've been doing like full-time gigging for about a little over 10 years now.
Oh, excellent. Yep. Excellent. Wow. Where are you from?
So I was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Moved to Nashua when I was about 6 years old. So I've been in Nashua since about 2000, 2001.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Now, how did you when you were starting out? I mean, did you always do a solo acoustic thing, or did you play in a band at any
I've
point?
always done solo acoustic.
Yeah.
Over the years now that I've, you know, been doing it for a while, I've been trying to work more with, like, you know, bands and like get up on stage with bands, and as far as that goes. But
yeah,
I usually just do it solo.
It's easier, right? I mean, it's, you know, you don't have to depend on anybody else for, you know, their availability and in terms of rehearsing and playing shows and all that.
Exactly, exactly. It's a little bit easier of to go about it business wise.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. Do you do covers as well? Or?
I do covers as well.
Yeah,
yep, I do mostly covers, even at all my shows.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the first EP I have coming out, so these are my first original songs that I have.
Yeah.
So I mostly do covers and things like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many originals do you have at this point, would you say? I mean, can you even put a number on how many songs you have?
I have about like 6 or 7.
Okay.
Right, so like I said, I really just started writing about maybe a year or 2 ago.
Okay.
And moved back into, you know, my parents and stuff, and
yeah,
my dad's been helping me a lot with you know, the writing and
oh, good.
Helped me put together the music and things like that.
What is it that motivated you to want to start writing?
I really just want to get my own music out there. I mean, I do all the covers, I play live full time, and, you know, the next step is to get onto my own stage.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know what I mean, and have people come see my music.
Yep, yep, exactly.
Yeah, and, you know, put music out there that, you know, can help people along the way, and you
yeah,
know, in ways that music's helped me along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
You want to play another one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah. If you're just joining us, Stephen DeCure, am I saying it right?
Yep.
Is here with us in studio, sounding amazing. Yeah,
that is correct.
Dying to hear another one. I assume, like, what's the, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
What's the most unusual, shall we say, pronunciation you've heard of your name?
I mean, I've had dequeer, I've had dequire, I've had a lot.
Yeah.
I've had a lot. Declare.
I like mine better.
How did you say it? I don't remember.
He is DeCure for my blues.
Oh, yes. There you go. Well, that sounds good.
I've had people put a Q in front of it.
Oh, really? Yeah. 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 No, I can imagine. I was curious. What are you going to play for us next?
I'm actually going to do a cover for you. This is Ray LaMontagne's Empty.
Nice. Nice.
Like this.
She lifts her skirt up to her knees, walks through the garden rows with her bare feet laughing. I never learned to count my blessings, but choose instead to dwell in my disasters. Walk on down the hill, through the grass grown tall and brown. Still it's hard somehow to let go of my pain. And I'm past the busty back of that holding rusty Cadillac that sinks into this field collecting rain. Will always feel this way. So empty, so estranged. And of these cut-throat busted sunsets, these cold and damp autumn mornings, you've grown weary. Through my cracked and dusty dime-store lips, I spoke these words out loud. No one hear me. Lay your blouse across the chair and let fall the flowers from your hair and kiss me with that country mouth so plain. And outside the rain is stamping on leaves. To me it sounds like they're applauding us, the quiet love that we've made. We'll always feel this way. So empty, so estranged. Well, I've looked my demons in the eyes, laid bare my chest, said do your best to destroy me. You see, I've been to hell and back so many times, I must admit, kind of bored me. There's a lot of things I can give, man, there's a lot of ways to die. Yes, since I'm already dead, to walk beside me. And there's a lot of things I don't understand, why so many people lie. Well, it's the hurt you are, the fuels the fire inside me. Will always feel this way. So empty, so estranged.
Stephen DeCure here with us live in studio. That was amazing.
Thank you very much.
That was a Ray LaMontagne. I can't say his name either. Ray LaMontagne song.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah, that was.
You really have a beautiful voice.
That was really good. That was really good.
Thank you so much.
Is there anyone that you cover that you found challenging to do, like vocally or?
Steely Dan, Amy Winehouse.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. Vocally, they're pretty challenging. I mean, some of the new Benson Boone songs that I've been working on, pretty challenging as well.
Now, what is it about? So somebody like, I'm curious, somebody like Steely Dan, for example, like what is it that's challenging about that?
Oh my God, they are such nerds when it comes to the musicality of it, pronunciation of when you know you're singing, and I mean, Michael McDonald did an interview about how when he was recording Peg with Donald Fagen, and how he was very what's the word I'm looking for? He wanted it perfectly. He wanted it perfectly every single time. So like his pronunciation with his words, how he was pronunciating it, how he was singing it, everything. It took him like 17 to 18 takes. He
no
said,
kidding.
Like, do the harmonies on Peg or whatever. He goes, it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. Is it important to you when you do these covers? Is it important to you to sing them as closely as possible to the original? Or?
I like to bring it justice, but also make it my own.
Yeah,
Give it my own twist on it in a way, so it's not, oh hey, he's just like the other everybody else, the run of the mill. You know what I mean? I like to stand out a little bit. So
yeah, no doubt. What are do you have a favorite? Like, do you have a favorite cover that you do? Is there one that really kind of stands out as something you look forward to every show?
I went over this. I get this question actually asked a lot. And, it's hard to say. I have like almost 200 songs that I play off the top of my head, so it's hard to like pick and choose. It's usually ones that like I'm like just learning, or you know what I mean, just getting out there to play.
Yeah.
As of lately, it's been Noah Kahn's Dial Drunk.
Okay.
I've been really enjoying playing that one out lately. And, yeah, it always fluctuates for me. Over the years.
What's the longest show you've done?
Oh man, the longest show I've done I think was like 7.5 hours.
Oh my God. Okay, tell me about
all the
it.
way through.
7.5 hours?
Yeah, it was a private pool party.
Because usually when I ask people this question, I'll get like, oh, we did a 5-hour show. Like 7.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to, so like I did like a lot of like the shows at like L Street Tavern last year, and there was a couple times like that I had to do both of the shows because one of the guys canceled or whatever, so I had to go in there early, play from like 3:30 to 7:30, then play 7:30 to midnight.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Jeez.
It's rough.
Yeah.
But it's why we do it. You know what I mean?
When you do something like that, do you do anything special for your voice to like?
I really just drink tea and lemon. That's really all I do. Unfortunately, I didn't drink any today. I was running late this morning.
Oh, you sound great. No, you sound great. And but pretty unusual to sing this early, probably, right?
It is. It is. Yeah, for me. Usually I'm waking up at like 3.
Really? Yeah.
Getting ready to go to work at 6.
Yep. There you go.
Yep. So.
And as far as playing, I mean, obviously with what you do, you're able to play. You can play just about anywhere. But
just about. Yeah.
Like, do you get out of New England much, or do you kind of stick to?
I haven't played. I play in Massachusetts a lot.
Yeah.
So I do like Brownie's Pub. I usually do Muddy Waters.
Where's that?
That's in Methuen as well.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then a few other places that I've played. But other than that, I usually stay in New Hampshire.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's remarkable. You do a lot of breweries, I assume.
I do a lot of breweries.
Yeah.
So I work with Not So Costly Productions.
Oh, excellent.
Dimitri. And,
no wonder
Paul
you're so
Costly.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do a great
all over
job.
the place.
Yeah.
So I work with them. I've been working with Paul Costly and Dimitri for over, probably about 8 years now.
No kidding.
I've been working with them for a long time.
Outstanding. Yeah.
They've been nothing but good to me, and they help me out with shows, and and I book myself as well, and some other people or whatever that I know through the industry. So,
Yeah.
Keeps me busy.
Yeah. No, that's fantastic.
Keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah. Do you want to play another one for us?
Yeah, of course.
Dying to hear you play another one. Selfishly, if you're just joining us, we have Stephen DeCure here, and he sounds amazing. Yeah, level up on that guitar.
What would you like to hear? Another cover or original?
I'm going to leave that up to you.
Okay.
I'll leave that totally up to you.
Let's do another original.
All right.
So this is the first single that I released off the EP, and I got it released on 92.5 The River in Boston.
Oh, congratulations!
They played it for me. I was very excited about that, and it's called Towards the Sun. It goes like this.
All right.
So frail, we talk for hours and nothing else, and all those talks really help me out. I'm talking about the things we felt, sitting on the kitchen floor, snack from a cold glass jar. Cause I got one eye open towards the sun. Cause I got one eye open for some fun. And every time that we fall, and I was sure I had you caught, you told those lies straight to my face. Night after night, another slap in the face. And now it's time I put you in your place. I said he alone write this song in pain. Cause I got one eye open towards the sun. Cause I got one eye open for some fun. Cause I got one eye open towards the sun. Yeah. Cause I got one eye open towards the sun. Cause I got one eye open towards the sun. Cause I got one eye open for some fun. Cause I got one eye open towards the sun. Yeah. Cause I got one eye open towards the sun.
Towards the Sun by Stephen DeCure, live in studio. Thank you. Fantastic, fantastic. What do you? I feel like your songs are pretty upbeat. Like, what do you like to write about?
I really like to write about, things that people can relate to.
Yeah.
And they can, take from their own lives and, either use it to help them with whatever they have going on. I mean, Towards the Sun, for instance, is essentially about, no matter where you are in your life, whether you're happy, down, sad, depressed, whatever it is, there's always, look one eye towards the sun. There's always something better, no matter where you are. If you're in a good spot, you can always be doing better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just try and stay positive.
Yeah,
much,
Yeah, very good.
Try and send out a positive vibe.
I just noticed your shirt, too. I didn't notice it at first. Ani DeFranco.
Oh, Ani DeFranco,
yeah,
yes.
I met her probably, oh my God, it was more than 20 years ago now. She was playing at a show in Providence.
Okay.
And at the time, I was working for a promoter, Joe Fletcher, he's not here. He's on the West Coast now, but he used to have big world productions here in New Hampshire, and so he was he was putting on shows around New England, and he did a bunch of shows with her. But yeah, that's how I met her, and she was fantastic.
She's absolutely incrediable. So
Yeah.
I just went and saw her. First time I've ever seen her. I used to watch her show videos all the time. My mom got me into her.
Yeah.
I had front row seats with her, and I called out. I yelled out, play Shameless or whatever, and it happened to be the last song that she was going to play that night.
Oh, wow.
She goes, oh, you got lucky. I have a video of it. She handed me the set list.
Oh,
on
no
stage.
kidding.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh, very
It
nice.
was definitely awesome. She's incredible.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah,
One of my
absolutely.
favorites.
Yeah. Was that recent or?
It was very recent. It was at the it was in April 19th. Yeah, April 19th, I believe it was.
Okay, where did you see her?
In Somerville.
Somerville,
I think
yeah.
it was the Somerville Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up with her, unfortunately. So, but I assume she's still putting out. Does she still have her label? Do you know, Righteous Babe? Is that still?
Yeah, Righteous Babe Records.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's one of the cool things about her too. Is not only did I always love her music, but I shouldn't say past tense because she's obviously still active, but I always thought it was cool that, she started her own label. She started that indie label at a time where like today, it's not even a big deal, right? Because of the internet, anybody can start a label, quote unquote, right? But she did it at a time when it was unusual. And, I know she's talked in interviews about how, she faced a lot of headwinds doing that. People didn't necessarily believe in her or give her a chance.
Exactly.
They were like, I think
she's done a lot for the women of the the community.
Oh, totally, absolutely, yeah. Because I remember one interview I read with her. She was saying like, people just looked at her like, who is this chick who thinks she can do this? But she was determined to do it, and she did it.
Give somebody an opportunity. If they have the drive and the hunger, they'll make it happen.
Yeah, 100%. So obviously she's a big inspiration to you.
Yeah, very big inspiration.
What, like who else? Who else?
Gotta throw the Beatles in there.
Yeah.
The Beatles are number one for me. I'm a huge Jim Croce fan.
Are you? Yeah.
A huge Jim Croce fan. I just saw his son play Croce Plays Croce.
Oh, no kidding.
So
See, I didn't even know that was the thing.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
He does it at Tupelo.
What's his son's name?
AJ.
AJ, okay.
Croce, yep.
Oh, interesting.
He looks just like his dad.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw him. I had front row tickets to that one too. My friend Liz also got those for me.
Oh, excellent.
Very nice of her. Very nice of her.
Yeah.
And so I met him after the show.
Okay.
And talked to him. I always open up every show I usually do with Don't Mess Around with Jim.
Oh, really? Yeah.
My dad always laughs at me for it. He's like, you going to open up with Don't Mess Around with Jim? So I met him and talked to him for a few minutes. Showed him my tattoo.
Yeah.
How much his dad, was a big inspiration to me. And I'm glad that he's carrying on his legacy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's extremely cool.
Yeah.
That's extremely cool.
Yeah, so, the Croces, Steely Dan, Simon and Garfunkel.
Yep.
I'm an old soul. I really like the old school, the classics.
Yeah.
The music that lives on.
Sure.
And it has meaning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can still relate to it nowadays.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you want to play one more? We have time. You want to play one more live one? Yeah. If you're just joining us, Stephen DeCure is here with us live in studio on this Saturday morning, singing much earlier in the day than he's used to, but he sounds great.
We'll try this one out. This is a cover.
Right. Oh, something's what's doing that? Chord might have been loose. Yeah, try that again. It's almost like, I wonder if your arm was hitting the chord going into the guitar.
Oh, was it mine?
That might have been what it was. I was hearing something like percussive. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah. Cool.
This one goes like this.
I remember when I promised to forget you now, but it's raining, I'm cold and drunk. My medicine is drowning your perspective out, so you ain't taking me for my oldness. Still, am I half the man I used to be? I doubt it, forget about it, whatever. And it's all the same anyways. And I ain't bound for the bunches that are thrown in the name of someone I no longer know, for the shame of being young, drunk, and alone. Traffic lights and this transmitter radio, and I don't like it when they threw me in the car. I gave your name as my emergency phone call, honey, and ring a ring, even the cops thought you were over ringing door. And I dial drunk, I dial drunk, I dial for you. I'm untethering from parts of me and recognize, from charming to alarming in seconds. I'll be bedridden, I'll let the pain metastasize, but next morning I'll forget it. In the dial tone is all I have, and I ain't bound for the punches that are thrown in the name of someone I no longer know. For the shame of being young, drunk, and alone. Traffic lights and this transmitter radio. And I don't like it when they threw me in the car. I gave your name as my emergency phone call, honey, and ring and ring, even the cops thought you were over ringing door. And I dial drunk, I dial drunk, I dial for you. And I dial for you. And I beg you, sir, just let me call. I'll give you my blood alcohol. I'll ride on with the burnouts in the cell. And I'll change my faith, I'll praise the flag. That's sweet, I swear she'll call me back. Son, are you a danger to yourself? Help me, sir, just let me call. I'll give you my blood alcohol. I'll ride on with the burnouts in the cell. And I'll change my faith, I'll kiss the badge. That's sweet, I swear she'll call me back. Son, why do you do this to yourself? And I said, and I ain't proud for the punches that I've thrown in the name of someone I no longer know. For the shame of being young, drunk, and alone. Traffic lights in this transmitter radio. And I don't like it when they threw me in the car. I gave your name as my emergency phone call, honey, and ring a ring, even the cops thought you were over ringing up. And I dial drunk, I'll dial drunk, I'll dial for you.
Oh, let me get
Gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so
Gorgeous.
much.
Just gorgeous.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Very nice, very nice. Stephen DeCura here with us live in studio, sounding amazing. We should remind people. So the do you know when the EP is going to be out?
So I'm hoping the EP is going to be out this July. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh.
I go back into the studio on Father's Day, finish up the last song on there, and then I just want to add some finishing touches and mix and master it and get it out to the people, man. It'll be a nice big weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, no doubt about that, huh? Very cool. And then where are you playing this weekend? Do you have anything to plug this weekend?
So tonight I'll be York Beach, York Main Inn.
Okay.
The York Beach Inn, and then I'll be doing that from 7 to 10 p.m.
Okay.
And then tomorrow afternoon I'll be at the Portsmouth Gaslight Deck, 2 to 5 p.m.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I have like a couple days off, and then back at it again.
Yeah, sweet. And where's the best place to go online for people who want to keep up?
Facebook is the best place to go online and check me out. Stephen DeCure. You can add my main profile page. You can add my music page. It's just Stephen DeCure Music.
We should probably tell people how to spell your name too.
Yes, it's Stephen, and my last name is Decuire.
Yes.
And you pronounce it DeCure.
DeCure, yes. Excellent. Outstanding. I think, so another studio track that you sent us is this Quiet Moments.
Yes.
Is that, you didn't play this one, right?
I played that. That was the first one I played.
Oh, that was the first one you played? Maybe we should replay the one we opened with then. Since
Okay,
we already,
yeah.
Well, that's okay. Actually, no, we'll let people hear the studio version of Quiet Moments.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Maybe I'll play the other one again afterward though, because I really like that. Everybody's changing. I really like that one a lot.
Thank you.
That's excellent. Outstanding. So if you are listening live, by the way, is Katie here? she is in the building. Katie Dobbins is coming up in the third hour, so it'll be nice to see her and get to hear her. And did she bring her guitar? Good. Okay. And we will close out this segment with this. This is called Quiet Moments. Stephen DeCure, again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Quiet moments all alone. I was writing, my pen runs low. Fill these pages with endless stories. Arrange them your way, sing them for me. Looking out my window as the sun greets the day. Birds are singing, playing tree to tree. Writing songs come so easily, surrounded by nature's beauty. Play this guitar day into night. Create that vibe I know you like. Fill these pages with troubled stories. Arrange them your way, sing for me. Looking out my window as the clouds cover the day. Wind is blowing, rain is on its way. Writing songs come so easily, surrounded by nature's beauty. Quiet moments all alone. House is empty, no one's home. Fill these pages with lonely stories. Arrange them your way, sing them for me. the ground. 'Cause everybody's changing, troubled minds and smiling faces. Yeah, this world is changing. Where did we go wrong? See this hate spreading through the crowd. The voting booths are all open now. Two-party system designed to divide. Friends and family push you aside. Everybody's changing, troubled minds and smiling faces. Yeah, this world is changing. Where did we go wrong? Politicians pulling all the strings. We're just puppets in this political ring. Lead with your heart, love's where it all begins. Let's stand together and learn to love again.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig & Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigGetsoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig & Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You wanna know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com. Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNHLP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed residents. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Like a wave crashing on the shore, you're breaking walls down around my heart. Like a rushing wind, you're coming into my world, painting it with colors I've never seen before. You're whisper in my mind. You're telling me leave the shore behind. There's greater things than I can see. All I know is there's something about you that makes me wanna go. You're right. Your love is louder
That is Wild by Katie Dobbins. Katie is with us, and we're going to be talking with her in just a moment as she makes a return to the show. If you are just joining us, of course, on this Saturday morning, it is Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM. We have entered hour number 3 on this June 7, 2025. Jenny is here, of course, at the news table.
Present and accounted for. And my gosh, is her voice amazing.
Yes, yes. By the way, I want to make sure we don't forget, you had someone you wanted to shout out this morning?
Not a someone. My goodness, you. No, today is an important day, and that the Reflex Sympathetic Dystrophy Association is having its 6th annual virtual CRPS awareness walk. You can look it up online. It's on Facebook. It's all over the place. The RSDSA organization is the one that I love to support because they raise awareness and help support efforts to find treatments and cures for CRPS, complex regional pain syndrome, also formerly known as reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Don't you love when they just change the names of things?
Well, that's a someone. It's an association.
But that's many someones. That's
organization.
a someone is a singular.
Yeah, well,
not a plural. No. What? My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I can't do it.
So where should people go to find out more information? Is that so? That's happening today.
Yes, it's virtual all across the country, actually around the world.
Oh.
I thought you were going to bring this up at the end.
Oh, we'll mention it. We'll mention it again at the end too. But yeah, I just didn't want to forget.
Yeah. Well, I'll give more info later.
Okay. Oh, very good. Very good. And let's see. So Katie is here. Let me get that mic up, Katie. Welcome back to the show.
Hi. Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we talked. So we did talk a little bit. It was a couple months. It was still during the winter, or it was the end of winter. It was like it was like
April?
when it was like we thought winter was over, and then woke up one morning to a winter wonderland.
That was wild.
Yeah, that was that was. So traveling was a bit difficult, but you did call in. So that was great. But it's great to see you in person. And the last time I saw you in person was, of course, on Rob Azevedo's show, Granite State of Mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lot of fun. But welcome back.
Thanks.
And I know we talked about it on Rob's show, but that song "Wild," that's it's different for you, different than. Can you tell us again the story of how that came together in the studio for people who might maybe not have heard us talking about it before?
Yeah, it was really cool because I was doing a collection of songs at Rocking Horse Studio, and I went in one day just to lay the piano tracks because all 3 songs that I had chosen were piano-based songs that I had written on that instrument. And so I laid the 3 songs, and then I was like, I do have another piano song that I could throw in here, but it was kind of a last minute, let's try it. Let me just record the piano and let you guys hear it, and if down the road you feel it and we want to add anything to it, we will.
Yeah.
And so I kind of did it on a whim. Again, I had only been planning on doing 3 singles, and the guys in the studio, they loved it, and I hadn't gone in with any idea of production or anything, because again, wasn't planning on recording it. And so because of that, we had a lot of freedom to just try stuff, and the production ended up coming out really unique and different than anything I've done. So it was an exciting process and really fun. And my dad's actually on that track too. He did a speaking part that's kind of embedded in there, which is pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, when you approached him with that, what did he like? How did he react at first? Was he into it? Was he skeptical? Was he like, "What? You want me to do what?" Like,
I think he was like so excited, but he was also nervous.
Really? Yeah. Yeah.
So both. Yeah.
No, it came out great. Do you usually write on the piano? You mentioned the 3 tracks you recorded there were all songs you wrote on the piano.
I've been writing more on the piano, but a piano was actually my first instrument when I was younger. But I learned classically, so I was classically trained kind of. And so it took me a while to realize, I could write on piano just like I write on guitar. Because, you've heard guitar, all you need is 3 chords and the truth. So once I learned 3 chords on guitar, it was like, oh my gosh, I was writing all these songs. I was in 8th grade and I was just like, I'm writing about my life. This is awesome. But it wasn't until much later that I kind of challenged myself to think, wait, I think I could create stuff on the piano as well. So, I do both. And sometimes I don't write on an instrument at all. I lyrics and melody comes first, and I'll write like a whole song with no instrument, and then add things later.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of instructors say that it's a good idea to learn at least, no matter what instrument you're playing, to learn at least some basic keyboarding because it will help you with everything else, which sadly I never bothered to do. I had one of those old cheap Casio keyboards growing up, but I never really learned to play it. But yeah, but what do you play anything else? You play guitar, you play piano. Do you play anything else or?
Every now and then, if someone lets me, I'll play cajon.
Really? Yeah, yeah.
Like on one of their songs or something, but I don't. I haven't done anything technical with it. My dad has a bass guitar that he was learning how to play, and I've picked that up a couple times and fiddled around with it. It's an instrument I'd like to learn. I just haven't dedicated enough time to it.
Yeah. You can pick it up quick. I mean, if you already play guitar, you can pick up the bass pretty quick.
Yeah, it makes sense because it's frets. And I tried to learn violin when I was younger, and I also attempted the saxophone. Both I thought I was doing pretty good, but I think my family didn't agree.
Right. Saxophone's a loud instrument.
Yeah, no, they're so super supportive, but I think there are some instruments that, like, if it's not coming quickly and naturally, might be more painful to listen to than others.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
But I love the violin. I wish that I had fully learned it because it's just so beautiful.
Yeah. Now, do you have a busy summer? Are you playing a lot? I would imagine you're playing out quite a bit.
Yeah, and I have some things I'm excited about. I record with other instrumentalists and singers. Like, most of my music is recorded with a band and kind of bringing out that fuller production. But normally when I perform, I'm pretty much always solo. I haven't really done band shows since, my different album release shows that I did years ago, and a couple other kind of special things. But this summer I have a full band show coming up at Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion on their side stage.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be fun to bring the fullness back together again and perform with other people. And then I don't know if you know Chris Noyes. He's a bass player. He played on these new singles on Wild. And
I don't think I know Chris. Is he related to Ron Noyes?
I don't know.
Because Ron's a musician. I wonder if they're related. But
don't know.
I don't think I know Chris.
So he played bass on some of my studio tracks, and he's playing with me up in Portsmouth at the Tuesdays on the Terrace at Strawberry Bank Museum.
Oh, cool.
So we've got that and a couple other kind of fun outdoor summer shows where I'm playing with him and another guy on drums. So it'll be fun to play with other people again and bring the songs to life in a different way.
Yeah. But it doesn't sound like you have any interest in doing like a permanent full band.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see where things go.
Yeah.
I'm never... before we went live on air, you guys were saying, like, we go with the flow. Like, we're not really married to anything. It's kind of how I feel. I don't. I have hopes, but I don't have like necessarily set in stone expectations that I want or don't want. So if it came together naturally and it was like really fun and everybody totally jived, I could see doing more of it for sure.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And are you still just putting out singles, or do you have an EP or?
I don't. I was just shy of an EP when I recorded my 4 songs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose I could have turned it into a collection. I've thought about adding some songs and making it a full collection.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I haven't. Actually have one kind of wintry song.
Oh, really?
Not to bring snow back up. I'm sorry.
I know, huh?
But I have one song that I'm working on recording. It's kind of a mix of, I recorded some of it at home and some of it at Mike Moran's home studio. He is a drummer and a bass player and a guitarist, and we've played together a lot in the past, and we have some stuff coming up this summer. So we've been working on producing that song together.
Oh, cool.
So, and then I have some other ideas, but nothing.
Yeah.
No like exciting release dates to share. Right now.
You've worked with a number of different producers, right? It seems like you've.
Yeah, every project has been totally different.
Yeah.
My first record, I recorded in New Hampshire with Ryan Ordway. And then,
Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. And then my second record, I recorded on the South Shore in Mass with Sean McLaughlin.
Okay.
And then this last collection I did with Brian Coombs at Rocking Horse Studios in Pittsfield. And then I've done tried to do a little bit of home recording too, and kind of feeling that out. But it is a lot of work to record your own stuff. I mean, it's a lot of work to go to the studio too, but you have other hands and eyes and ears on it, and they know what they're doing more than like I'm sort of learning as I go. But it's fun. I like that part of it too.
Oh, yeah. That's the adventure of it, yeah. Do you want to play something for us?
Yeah, sure.
Let me turn up that. Yeah, go ahead and strum a little. I just want to make sure I got that. Oh yeah, that sounds good in the headphones. Yeah, excellent.
All right, cool. I'm going to play a brand new one for you, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
So I've been trying to challenge myself. I think I mentioned this to you last time I saw you. Challenge myself to make time for songwriting, which sounds like, well, duh, you're a songwriter.
Right.
Isn't that all you do? But sometimes the weeks just go by and I'm like, oh my gosh, like my creative need is just like being squished down. And so I've been trying to bring that more to the forefront. And trying to write more songs, which if anyone's listening and would like to follow along on my new songwriting journey, I've been sharing things, all the new stuff on Patreon, which is like a place online that you can support artists. And it's patreon.com/Katie Dobbins Music. But this is one of the ones that I wrote for my almost song a week project.
Oh,
It's
nice.
not quite a song a week, but
Okay.
it's called Coffee in the Morning, and it's about how when you fall in love and suddenly you're liking things and doing things that you never really cared about before just because of that other person, you know?
Yeah.
Is it that Wrangler or your rugged hands in my hair? Is it that open road or the smell of your cologne? Do I even like the challenge of a standard? Or just the way you laugh every time I stall it? I don't even know if I like coffee in the morning. Maybe there's just something about the way you pour it for me as the sun lights up the kitchen. Way too early for my liking, but I like having that quiet time with you. Is it that country song or the way you sing it for me? Is it that dance floor or the way you pull me close? Do I even like staying out past midnight? Or just the way you hold my hand walking me home? I don't even know if I should like that whiskey bourbon. Maybe there's just something about the taste of it on your lips as the moon lights up the kitchen. Way too late for my liking, but I like talking into the night with you. Ooh, I don't even know if I like bike rides or game nights, museums of fireflies in a jar. I don't think I ever need to go out fishing or stay up all night chasing stars, unless it's where you are. Unless it's where you are. Oh. 'Cause I don't even know if I like coffee in the morning. Maybe there's just something about the way you pour it for me as the sun lights up the kitchen. Way too early for my liking, but I like having that quiet time with you. I don't even know if I like coffee in the morning, but I know I really like the way you pour it for me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Very nice. Very nice. So that's new. That's very new then, right?
Yeah, I wrote that a couple months ago now.
Very cool. Very cool. If you're just joining us, Katie Dobbins is here with us live in studio and sounding amazing. So you haven't, are you playing that one out currently, or is that, or have you not?
Yeah, I played it a couple times
played
at
it.
live shows.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that was the radio debut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. We love that. We love the world premieres here.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how many songs you've written at this point? Can you put a number on
gosh.
it? Like, is it in triple digits yet? Do you think, or?
Oh, I mean, it probably depends on if I want to count every song I've ever written. Probably yes.
Yeah.
But if I just count the ones that I like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have some that you've kind of retired? Like, are there some early ones that you used to play that you don't play anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I play the stuff from my first album still. I play several of those songs out.
Yeah.
Not all of them. And then there are some some originals that I used to play, like when you first write it and you're like, oh, I really love this song because you just wrote it, so you're
Right.
feeling real like passionate and emotional about it because
Right.
it just came from your
It's new
inmost
and-
being and
Yeah.
so I had some like that I felt really excited about in the moment, and then kind of down the road was that sort of faded, and they never
Right.
really got their full moment in the sun, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I've probably asked you this before, but do you remember the first song you ever wrote?
The first song I wrote was a co-write. Well, the first song I wrote was actually a cappella in like 5th grade.
Oh, no kidding.
And I wrote it. My best friend had moved to California, and I was so sad. And so I wrote this song about, I think it was called Best Friend.
Yeah.
But the first song I ever wrote on guitar was a co-write. My friend Sarah Ellen had taught me a few chords on guitar, and she had been writing songs. So we're like, let's write a song together. We wrote a song about our grandfathers. But if you asked me to play it, I truly don't remember how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
But I remember thinking it was really good. I was so, we were so excited about it, and we played it at some open mics and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Which was like really, really fun.
Yeah.
You're in 8th grade on stage playing a duet that you wrote, and you just feel like a rock star.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been doing? You've been doing this full time now for quite some time, right?
A few years now.
Yeah.
I think I made the shift to full time in like spring of 2021 or 2022.
Okay.
Yeah. And it took a while to find my stride, and still kind of, figuring out balance. I feel like I talk about balance a lot, but it's hard. Like you wear so many hats when you're, music it's not just songwriting and performing, but I think of it as like you're running your own business, you know, you're booking, you're promoting, you're trying to make money, you're doing, recording, all this stuff. And so finding balance and a good rhythm is something I feel like I'm always like working on getting a little more honed in. But it's fun. I love it. And since making the decision to do it full time, I've never regretted it at all.
Yeah,
but
good.
I will say it's not for everyone, because I feel like whenever I tell another artist, oh yeah, I do it full time, because they'll ask, what do you do during the day?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times people say, oh, like I want to do that too. I'm trying to get there. And almost from a place of like, they feel like they're not doing it yet if they're not doing it full time or something. And it's like, you really have to assess. I mean, it adds a sort of, you have to really want to do it full time and know that there's going to be a period of like hardship that comes with that, and be okay with that. And also there's nothing wrong with having, a job that you're good at or that you like, that, funds what you love,
right,
too, and it gives you that like consistency. So
Yeah.
I love doing it how I'm doing it, but I don't think it's for everybody. So when I say that, if you're an artist listening, don't feel pressured to like, I need to do that too. You don't. You know, everybody does this so differently. So
Yeah. And I think too, if you you can still call yourself a professional musician even if you're doing it part-time, The way I've always looked at it is, and really with any profession, you can call yourself a professional if you've ever been paid for what you do.
True.
That's how I look at it. So even if you've just gotten, $30, playing a set somewhere, well, you're now a professional musician. If somebody gave you money, for that, then you're now a professional. And I think sometimes people get self-conscious about it. If they're doing it part-time, but they're still working at something else. But I think too, part of the key is, and you kind of alluded to it, if you have another job that you really love, then, because the important thing is to fill your life, I think, with things that you love to do. You know, whether it's part-time, full-time, whether you're a full-time musician or a part-time musician and full-time doing something else or whatever it is, you know. You don't want to, no matter what, you don't want to waste your life doing things you hate.
Right.
Which is what a lot of people do.
Right.
You know, they work their whole lives at a job they don't like, and it's like, why? Find something you love,
Right.
you know.
Definitely.
Now, do you have any advice for people who are, you know, because a lot of musicians listen to the show and a lot of industry people, do you have any advice for someone who is really thinking about trying to do this full time, but they're hesitant?
Yeah, I would talk to people who are doing it full time.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I talked to several people that were doing it full time, and I was like, what is this really like for you? How is this working? And I found out that most people that are doing it full time, that, you know, they are getting support in some way from loved ones, or they're sacrificing something, you know, like my mani pedicures I used to be able to get for myself once a month. I mean, that's a tiny sacrifice. I'm part kidding, but you know, you might sacrifice like some kind of lifestyle that you're used to in order to pursue this. And I would talk to somebody who's doing it, or multiple people that are doing it, just to get like a full picture of what this actually is, before you know, just put the pedal to the metal and, you know, give up everything, you know, and go in blindly, so that, because it always sounds like such a dream, you know, but you really want to make an informed decision about and ask yourself, is this really what I want to do? Right. And nothing's as glamorous as it looks from the outside either. Right. You know, and as you also mentioned, there's a lot of work. You know, it's not just creating music. It's all the business stuff you got to do. And and keeping up with social media too, which some people enjoy and embrace, and some people are just like, I wish I didn't have to do that part. But you do have to do that part. Yep. And I feel like it ebbs and flows too. Like I have, and I used to get harder on myself, and I'm accepting this more and more. Like there are seasons where I'm doing a lot more stuff online, social media, you know, posting videos, things like that. And then there are seasons where I'm playing out a lot more, so I don't have as much time to be present online. Then there are seasons where, it's a slower show season, so I'm songwriting or I'm in the studio. And I think at first I felt like I have to do all these things all the time. Yeah. You know, like, and I still feel that a little bit, but it's like being okay with the ebb and flow of what it means to be an art maker. And performer and like distributor of that art. There's just, you can't always do it all the time, or you'll totally burn out. Right. Yeah, no doubt. Do you want to play another one for us? Yeah. I'll play Giants, since you told me you like this one. I do, yeah. So the first time I heard that was when on Rob's show. That was the first time I'd heard that song, and I love this song. Yeah. Cool. Absolutely. Katie Dobbins live in studio. I feel like this is a good song to play right now too, because it's about doing things that feel hard and facing the things that feel impossible in your life, and remembering that you are actually more powerful than you may realize. And the giants in your life, they're just make-believe. Like those giants in your closet when you're a little kid. Your sweatshirt falling off my shoulder. It's too big, but then again, it always was. When did I become so small, living in your shadow? I don't feel the space at all. Feels like I've been swallowed. Don't take too much space, my mind said. Shrink so I don't risk anything. Better to be safe than to be sorry. Well, I'm sorry I don't feel safe around giants. Maybe it's time I come out of hiding. Acting small just makes me good at lying, just so you could think that you're the giant. Your cologne
crashing off my shoulder. It's overpowering, but then again, it always was. Now that I am coming clean, shedding everything but me, renewing all my skin, tell me, are you panicking? Baby, do you feel safe around giants? 'Cause I think it's time I come out of hiding. Acting small just makes me good at lying, just so you could think that you're the giant, but you're no giant. Don't take too much space, my mind said. Shrink so I don't risk anything, trying to protect me. But I know now the giants are make believe. They're make believe. So I don't feel afraid around no giants. I know it's time I come out of hiding. Acting small just makes me good at lying, but you're no giant. There are no giants. Giants are make believe. They're make believe. Acting small just makes me good at lying. You are only giant in my mind. Acting small just makes me good at lying. You are only giant in my mind. And giants are just make believe.
I love it. Katie Dobbins live in studio. Yeah, that is a great song.
Oh,
thank
I love
you.
it.
Great
Thanks.
song. Great song. That one's been out for a little while, right? But that is that kind of newer?
Yeah, that's like in my newer collection of singles that
Okay.
I recorded at Rockin' Horse.
Okay. Okay.
And that one I actually started writing on the electric guitar.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I have an electric guitar. I don't play it out. I would like to learn how to do cool stuff on it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, I kind of had like a little riff going, and then I moved to acoustic guitar, and then I was like, nope, this is a piano song. So.
Oh, okay. Have you played electric guitar on any of your studio recordings so far, or
No,
No?
other people have played my guitar.
Yeah.
So it's in there.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. I recorded. I have a single called Starlights that I recorded during the pandemic in my home studio.
Oh, okay.
And that I actually did do my own little electric guitar riff on.
Oh, really? Yeah.
If you want to check out my electric guitar playing, you can check out Starlights.
Oh, okay. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. When you play out, I mean, you must do some covers too, right? I assume you mix some covers in. And,
Yeah. And it depends on the show. Yeah, if I'm doing
Yeah.
like a 3-hour gig, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I have a bunch of shows coming up this summer that are like focused on original music that
Good.
I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
But even when I do that, I'll throw in one or two. Just people kind of like something familiar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's fun. It's fun to. I always think like how cool it must be to be Taylor Swift or something, and you look out and everyone's singing every lyric to your song.
Right.
But that's what's fun about covers is you know sometimes I'll transition into a cover song from an original. It's just fun to look out and see people bopping around and
Yeah.
singing along with you. And it's
Yeah.
a fun moment.
Do you have do you do any covers that you found particularly challenging to learn? Sometimes I get some surprising answers when I ask people this. So I'm just curious. Like, is there anything you said I'm going to learn that one and then it turned out to be kind of challenging?
I don't think so. But I don't learn traditionally. Like if I'm learning a new cover, I sort of just will look up the chords and then play it however feels good to me.
Yeah.
Whereas some people are, which would be good for me to do. Some people are going on, YouTube and like watching a bunch of videos and learning how the actual original artist plays it.
Sure.
I sometimes when I learn a cover, I don't even know the song that well. Like I'll kind of know it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it makes it easier to put my own twists on it because like I'm learning it, but also like making it feel good to me because I only kind of know the song.
No, I think that's cool though. Make it your own, you know?
Yeah. But I did learn Forever Young is a song I love playing by Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And Joni Mitchell has a version of that song. I'm sorry, Joan Baez has a version of that song that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I did learn her guitar version to it, and it was a really pretty I felt really fancy when I learned this,
Yeah.
And it's really pretty.
Yeah.
So that one I did learn traditionally because I was like, that's just so beautiful. I got to learn that part.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Do you want to play another live one? Yeah, we got time.
Yeah.
So selfishly, I want to hear more. You just sound so great.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh,
Do you want to hear
absolutely.
another newer one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be cool. That would be very
Because
cool.
I have a single out. My newest single is called Grateful. And it's about gratitude.
Yeah.
Shocker. And so I'm not going to play that, but I will play another song that's sort of on the same theme. I feel like it's called Miss These Days because, today or someday we're going to be like, that was the good old days. So you got to soak it in.
Yep.
Mama's calling from the kitchen on the other side of the house. Can't hear a word she's saying, I just chuckle to myself. And the dog is going crazy about a squirrel outside the window. And Daddy's watching news about what God only knows. It's a little bit of chaos on a quiet country road, in a humble old brick house where we made ourselves a home. I don't know what tomorrow brings, I'm not sure of much, but I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. So I'm living on hope and excitement for each day as it comes, keep showing up for the journey wherever it may lead. Life is full of uncertainty, but all I wanna do is soak it in, 'cause I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. I'm heading down the long road on the way to another show, running on prayers and caffeine, hoping my songs will touch your souls. And the car is packed so high I can't see out my back window. I'm following my dreams, and now some guy who's going so slow. I got a little bit of road rage on a quiet country road, in a humble old Volkswagen where I made myself a home. I don't know what tomorrow brings, I'm not sure of much, but I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. So I'm living on hope and excitement for each day as it comes, keep showing up for the journey wherever it may be. Life is full of uncertainty, but all I wanna do is soak it in. 'Cause I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. So take this day and let it be the one I'm truly living in. I won't let worry keep me from this moment's memory. I know someday I'm gonna miss these days. I know someday I'm gonna miss these days. So I'm living on hope and excitement for each day as it comes, keep showing up for the journey wherever it may lead. Life is full of uncertainty, but all I wanna do is soak it in. 'Cause I'm sure someday I'm gonna miss these days. I know someday I'm gonna miss these days. Yeah, you know someday we're gonna miss this day.
I love it.
Thank you.
Katie Dobbins live in studio with us. And that was great. So that's another new one, huh?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. By the way, so you're getting some love here in the chat room. Eric Impalamini, also known as Temple Mountain. He's been on the show a few times now. He says, Katie is the best. So glad her name spells Katie with a K and not with a G. I don't know if there's an inside joke there. I don't get
I'll
it.
have
Do
to
you?
ask him.
Yeah, I don't quite get it. But yes, I'm also glad you spell Katie with a K and not a G.
Me too. Hey, Eric. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh, he's amazing. He's amazing.
He's awesome. Super supportive too. Like super supportive of, other musicians and venues and radio. He's just like always good positive energy.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah,
he sends people to us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's referred a bunch of really good musicians to us. Also, good morning to Miriam, who's in the chat room.
Good morning.
And Rob Dion, who hosts the show here through the stage door. He's part of the WMNH family. He said, I'm heading to a gig right now, but I just wanted to say, Matt, that the musicians you have on this morning really are amazing. So very good.
Thank you.
Very good.
That's
yes.
so nice. Thanks.
Absolutely. So, Katie, what do you have this weekend? Do you have shows this weekend or?
I actually don't. I have a kind of a quiet weekend, which I'm very excited about. After I leave here today, I'm going to head over to hang out with Chris Noyes, the bassist. We're going to do some practicing for our gig at Strawberry Bank later this month.
Yeah.
And then I sing at my church, which meets on top of a mountain on Sunday morning. So tomorrow I'll be hiking to that and doing that whole thing up at Gunstock Mountain.
Yeah.
But other than that, my weekend's pretty quiet, and I've been very much on the go lately. I just got back 2 weeks ago from my first solo road trip tour down to Nashville, Tennessee. I was gone for a week and a half, and I didn't really plan any transition time before or after the trip. I just sort of was like, I'll just keep going 100 miles an hour right up to it, and then I'll just come back and get right in the swing of things. So I'm definitely feeling the effects of that a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I'm kind of happy to have a quiet weekend, and then things will pick up. I have shows next week. On Wednesday, I'm in Portsmouth, and then Thursday, I'm hosting a touring artist at Hermit Woods Winery in Meredith, New Hampshire. It's a listening room up there. So if you're up in the Lakes region or heading up that way, come hang out Thursday night. And then I got shows all weekend. So it'll be a nice little break leading into that.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. How was your trip to Nashville?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was there, I felt like I was just really craving a different perspective and just being completely immersed in original music and just like seeing new people. And I've also been wanting to plan a little road trip tour to Nashville for a few years now, but I kept kind of coming up against some roadblocks, and it just I never like it when it feels like I'm forcing something. Then it feels like, okay, maybe this is not the right timing. So this finally came together in a really great way, and I was able to do it. And I was down there I played a show in West Virginia on my way down and stayed with some friends, which was awesome. And then I was in Nashville for 7 full days, and I played almost every night that I was there. I had 1 or 2 writers rounds. So it was like I just met so many songwriters, and you get to hear them, because when you're playing a writers round, you play a little bit, and then you also get to hear like 3 other people playing in the round. And so it was very inspiring, and it's just so it fills your cup and inspires you to like be reminded, oh yeah, there's so many people doing this and doing it, successfully. And I also, it's humbling. I left feeling like, I got to get better. I got to keep writing, which is what kind of the kick in the butt that I wanted. So it was great.
No, that's pressure. Yeah. Nashville. Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm glad it went well. That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah. It scratched the itch for touring too. I'm like,
did it?
right,
Yeah.
Let's get on the road. Let's go. I mean, being a musician, I know I talked about the hardships of doing it full time and stuff, but part of the reason I initially wanted to do it full time was, well, I was just so hungry to do it. And I was like, if I don't try this, I'll never know if I could have made it happen, so I just had to do it. And part of it was I wanted to do touring, which I really am just kind of dipping my toe into, at least beyond New England. I play all over New England, but I wanted to do more touring, and that's hard to do when you have a set work schedule. I was teaching, so it's kind of hard to tour when you need to be in the classroom. So that was part of what I wanted to do. So I'm kind of now just starting to be like, okay, how can this look? And how exciting to think of, wow, I could actually go travel to places and see different places around the country and play music doing it. I mean, that's pretty sick. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you ever miss teaching, or? I mean, I'm sure you miss aspects of it.
If any of my old students are listening, I love you so much. I did love teaching. I really did. I really did. But I have to say it was the right decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never felt like the desire to go back to teaching.
Yeah.
I think that it was really, really good for the time. It was a good season. I learned a lot, and there's actually weirdly a lot of overlap between managing a classroom and managing your business, and also like teaching, standing in front of a class, teaching and engaging students, and also performing on stage and engaging an audience. It's weirdly similar. So like I'm very, very grateful for my teaching days.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Do you ever hear from any of your students who have followed your music career, or?
Some of them do follow me on social media, and they'll like a post. And I have a student who will sometimes come when I play in Massachusetts. He'll sometimes come to my shows, which is always really fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. That's excellent. Well, so we'll begin to wrap up in a moment, but we'll probably play a studio track. Whoops.
Sorry.
Things are falling.
No worries.
That's okay.
I knew that was coming.
It's usually me, so thank you.
Jenny and I are both klutzes, so we're the last people who will ever judge you for dropping something.
I haven't been able to hold on to anything for 2 days.
Lately, I feel like my clumsiness is getting worse, and it might just be like I said, the aftermaths of the trip and not planning enough time to transition.
I'm going to blame it on the humidity.
Week, maybe it's just the heat.
It got to us. That's what the problem is.
I am actually writing a song. It's like, well, I only have this so far. It's like, I can be a little clumsy, tripping over my own 2 feet. People think I'm funny, but I'm just trying to get by. Yeah, I'm a little clumsy, something. But the clumsiest thing that I ever did was falling for you.
Oh, I like it.
Falling for you. That's all I have so far.
I can't wait to hear
it. Maybe you can help me write the rest.
Yeah,
this could be some fun.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
What should we play to close the show? What's a studio track we should play?
Either Just 'Cause I Can or Grateful. Depends if you want to play like a rocker track or a dreamy, grateful track.
Was Grateful the one that you said had some of your electric guitar playing in it?
No.
Oh.
I don't think you have that song. I don't know if I ever sent that. Well, it's called Starlights. That was the one I recorded entirely in my home studio. I don't know if you have that one.
Is it online?
It is.
Because if it's online, I can find it. Oh, I found it.
Okay, and now people in the comments can tell me what they think of this. Was before I even had Logic Pro. I produced this on. Was it GarageBand?
Might have been.
This was like
that's what a lot of people
my
use.
first attempt.
Oh no, kidding! Well, this will
day.
Well,
So
this
let
will
me
be
know what you
interesting.
think.
This will be very interesting.
Oh boy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And before we wrap up, too, Jenny, you want to mention the what's happening today, the virtual event?
Yes, today is the 6th annual virtual walk to support and raise awareness for CRPS, Complex Regional Pain Syndrome. You can find out more information at rsds.org. rsds.org is the Reflex Sympathetic Dystrophy Association, which is what the disease used to be called. So if you want to find out more about complex regional pain syndrome, if you want to help us and donate to the walk, all the money and proceeds goes to help with awareness and helping folks out there that have it, both young and old. So check out rsds.org. And for more information on me, go to jencoffey.com, JENNCOFFUI.com.
Very good, very good. And of course, if you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnarton.com. And Katie Dobbins, thank you again so much. Always nice to see you.
Thank you so much for doing this and supporting so many local artists, not just me.
Oh.
But you've supported me from like the early days, and I appreciate you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we well, we appreciate you. Oh, did we mention your website? It's katiedobinsmusic.com?
That's right.
Everything
Thank
is there.
you.
Absolutely. And here's so this track features Katie on the electric guitar. Check this out. This is called Starlights.
When the night is dark and quiet, I look up and see you smiling. Your eyes remind me that we're still shining. No matter where life takes us, we'll be fine. 'Cause we are shining from the inside. Keep our dreams alive. We're starlights. When my life